Hey, welcome to the Ready to Lose podcast, where we look at what's going on in our brains to create the health and weight loss that we want. My name's Billy Blake, and I'm a certified life and weight loss coach determined to help women love themselves all the way to their goal. It's time to start losing weight in a way that actually feels like us and creating that healthy life that we love showing up for every single day. So tell me, are you ready to lose? Let's go.
Hey, ready babes, and welcome back to the podcast, or welcome if you're new. I am so freaking happy that you're here. This is the best place to be if you want to lose weight, because we are done with dieting and we're losing weight without math, without trackers, without the clean eating list. We are doing it in a way that we can stick with and in a way that's even enjoyable. Yes, even enjoyable. I want you to try and wrap your mind around that. Can you enjoy weight loss? Yes. You're going to learn how here. So before we actually get into this episode, I have to say sorry, especially to all of y'all on Spotify. Okay, if you're listening on Spotify, which I know is most of you actually, most of our listeners do come from Spotify. So little context for this apology. I just recently created a Spotify creators account so I could see my stats through Spotify instead of just my main podcast hosting hub. So for anyone who doesn't have a podcast, you usually have one hosting platform that then just sends it everywhere. So I don't need to be on Spotify and Apple Podcast and Google Podcast and whatever podcast platforms are out there, because my main platform sends it to all those platforms for me. So I just upload it to one place and it gets sent out, okay? And then obviously if I'm on Spotify or if I'm on Apple Podcasts, I can see things like reviews or whatever. But I decided to create a Spotify creators account, okay? Why not add to the data collection, of what you guys are doing, what you guys are liking, what's really clicking with you. And I realized that you have been leaving comments on the podcast episodes on Spotify, and I have had no idea. I have had no idea that for years, okay, so the ones I could see went back at least 3 years. What? So I am sorry if you thought I've just been ghosting you this whole time. If I knew you were commenting on certain episodes, I would be commenting back. I used to have a YouTube channel for any of y'all who could follow me way back from then, before I was a life coach, before any of that. I loved responding to comments on my YouTube videos, and I wish I was doing that this whole time on Spotify. So just know that I will be doing that now. I'm sorry that I have been ghosting you for so long. It was not intentional, but now I know. I just felt so silly when I saw that, and sad, because of course I've been wanting to connect with you. I'm going to be better about checking that now, and I'm now getting like email updates when people leave comments. Spotify sends me those now, but even whether it's on Apple Podcast or Spotify or another platform, I am not always seeing everything. So the best place to connect with me is actually on Instagram, because I am on there daily and I am checking my messages much more consistently on there than I am on all the different platforms for podcasting. So just a little plug there for my Instagram account. It's Ready to Lose Coach. If you really loved an episode or really want to hear something else on the podcast, please reach out to me there, or email, of course, works too. But that is the best way to get a hold of me. And I am sorry for not having seen your messages this whole time. Anywho, so now back to losing weight without dieting, without restriction, without tracking, all of those things. When I was struggling so hard to lose weight as a teenager and for most of my 20s, I remember feeling so torn during the holidays. So many memories and close family moments revolved around food. So many holiday foods have special memories for me, as they do for so many of you too. Whether it was enjoying my sister's homemade mac and cheese, truly the best mac and cheese recipe you will ever find, or my mom's green bean casserole and chocolate pie, making pigs in the blanket with my grandma and then with my dad when my grandma got older and couldn't make them herself anymore. And I need to know which of y'all know what I'm talking about. So not pigs in the blanket, which are the little hot dogs in a crescent roll. No, we're talking stuffed cabbages. That's what pigs in the blanket are in my family, is stuffed cabbages. The other pigs in the blanket are good too, but when we're making them together as a family, we're making stuffed cabbage rolls. There were moments like enjoying my aunt's peanut brittle. My other aunt, she makes great toffee at Christmas every year. All of these things do taste amazing, but it's not like I was sitting by myself eating them. They were enjoyed while playing Farkle with my family or watching a Christmas movie together. These foods do go hand in hand with special holiday memories. And I thought for a long time that if I wanted to lose weight, I had to cut all those out. Now, I know that all of us want to lose weight. Like, you want it so freaking bad. But if I told you that you had to choose between losing weight or celebrating the holidays with your family, which would you choose? It's a tough decision to make. I'm sure a lot of you would choose your family. It's no wonder that we feel so torn and frustrated and even hopeless this time of year because it feels like we must choose, but you don't. In fact, feeling like you have to choose is actually why you're gaining weight during the holiday. It's not actually the holiday food. Think about it. If I have to choose between losing weight or enjoying the holidays, well, I guess I'm just going to give up on weight loss. But enjoying the holidays and losing weight can go together. When I first lost weight, it was during the holiday season. And I wasn't eating salads before going out to a holiday party. I wasn't only eating off of the veggie tray. I wasn't sitting by myself in another room when the desserts came out. I was eating the foods that were at the table. I was eating them with my family. The chocolate pie, the mac and cheese, but I used the tips that I'm going to share with you today to do it. And that's why I didn't gain weight. In fact, that's why I was able to even lose weight. Because instead of going hard with the fun foods and eating them mindlessly, I started eating the unhealthy, quote unquote, unhealthy things in a healthy way. So, how do you do this? How do you eat unhealthy foods healthfully? The short answer is you don't overeat them, which is probably what you're trying to do now. Nobody is meaning to overeat, but there are a few common methods that always go around this time of year that are supposed to help you stop overeating bad foods that instead actually cause overeating. Let me explain. I was just in a conversation recently where a woman was sharing this tip she heard for losing weight over the holidays. She said that if you want to lose weight, you have to be committed to saying no. She talked about eating your meal prep at home before going out, how you should abstain from any alcohol, how you need to only choose the vegetables if you do eat out at the party. Basically, fill up on healthy things so you don't want the unhealthy things. Sounds simple, right? Sounds like it even makes sense. Having rules decided so you don't choose wrong. But have you ever tried doing this? I have, and it's not that simple. I can talk all about how I'm not going to eat any potatoes or pies at Thanksgiving, but it's totally different when you're there while everyone else around you is eating the potatoes and pies. Like, imagine everyone at the table is eating and you're sitting there not eating. When the desserts come out and your brain is just screaming at you to have some because it's your favorite and everyone else is doing it and you're just sitting there struggling internally to not have it. So unfortunately, eating isn't as simple as something I do to not feel hungry, something I do to fuel my body. I know a lot of us have that story. It's like, I want to be someone who just eats to fuel my body. But you're a human being with a normal brain that likes food, okay? So on some level, you're always going to have cravings. You always are. The difference is, and I wasn't going to go into this too much, but that's what we learn in Ready to Lose coaching is how to manage cravings because they are always going to be there. You don't want to wait for cravings to go away. You don't want to just wait until you have enough willpower to never have cravings again. You want to learn how to manage cravings because they will come up forever. And that doesn't have to be scary when you actually know how to handle them. But anyway, a lot of us have that story. It's like, someday I'll just be that person. I want to be that person who doesn't even like food. She just eats it because she has to for fuel. Nobody's like that. I mean, maybe there are some people who identify that way, but Like, you want to go to the holidays and be like, no, sorry, everyone. I don't want to have dinner with you because you're all eating things and I don't want to be around them. What? No. I've tried this in the past. Okay, so this is not coming from a judgmental place. It's coming from a very understanding place. I tried eating things ahead of time, filling up on the healthy options so I wouldn't want the unhealthy one. And it never freaking worked because I was never eating chocolate pie because I'm so hungry. Same with mac and cheese. I'm not eating that because, I'm just starving right now. I'm just going to die if I don't have anything to eat. I must have chocolate pie. No, you eat those things. I eat those things because they taste good. They send off all the feel-good chemicals in my brain when I eat them. And on top of that, especially around the holidays, they trigger special nostalgic memories that the salad in the corner just doesn't. So when I heard this woman talking about these tips, I did think, that's great if that works for her. You probably have some friends who do eat and act like this, and that is wonderful for them. But for most of us, the majority of us, people who have struggled with overeating, who really do feel out of control with food, she really missed the point. So if you're tired of going into the holidays thinking you can't eat any of the foods that are there, this episode is for you. If you do want to do Whole30 during the holidays or only eat clean, this is not your episode. Because I'm going to teach you how to eat the things you actually enjoy and not gain weight, heck, maybe even lose weight. If you think it's important to learn how to eat any food in a healthy way instead of being someone who only eats healthy foods, this episode is for you. And yes, you can even eat chocolate pie in a healthy way. The ironic thing is, using these tips won't just let you have both the fun holiday season and healthy weight loss, but you'll find yourself obsessing over food less and less. And these holiday foods won't feel like they have so much power over you anymore. Right now, you're afraid to get around the pie because what if you eat it all? But if you start using these tips, you'll find that you're really actually okay with one piece. Heck, maybe you won't even finish that piece and you're okay. Yes, I am serious. This does happen to our ready to lose clients. This is what happened with me. So here's what you're gonna do to lose weight this holiday season and start eating in a healthy way. First things first, I want you to plan out how many holiday meals you actually have coming up this season. Basically, we're gonna get the facts straight because I used to think that the holidays equaled me eating Christmas cookies and leftovers 24/7 until the new year. But that's not what my schedule actually looked like. And while that could have been my reality, it didn't have to be. Does that make sense? It could be my reality, but it doesn't have to be. If you treat the whole season like a write-off, then you're gonna show up the entire season like it's a write-off. So how many parties do you actually have? When are they? Put them in your calendar if you haven't yet, or list them out on a piece of paper. Here are mine. I have Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, Waverly Christmas with my family, my friend's White Elephant Party, Christmas Eve with Mike's dad's side of the family, Christmas Day with my in-laws, and then my mother-in-law's family, so 2 different parties on Christmas Day. New Year's Eve, we have nothing planned because staying up late is like my least favorite thing to do in the world. I know I am a grandma. I really always have been. But let's just say that we do find something to do and we have New Year's Eve plans, okay? So from November 1st to January 1st, we have 8 parties. And you know what? Just for the sake of being safe with my calculations, I'm gonna round it up to 10. I do actually really wanna host a Christmas cookie and wine tasting party, and maybe there will be another fun event in there somewhere, so I'm just gonna say we have 10, okay? Google says there are 61 days from November 1st to January 1st, and if I eat 3 meals a day, that is 183 meals. And if we are saying that I have 10 parties, 10 meals, and I'm doing the math of that right, 10 divided by 183, that is 5% of my meals. It's about 5%. So if I treat this entire season as a write-off, I'm probably letting that impact the majority of my meals, if not all of them. When really, the fun moments, the fun things I want to do could just be 5 to 10% of my time. 10%, okay, the context, y'all, 10% would be if you literally had 18 parties. Do you have 18 parties? You can. I am so happy for you if you have that social calendar, but let's quit lying to ourselves, because even if you have 18, okay, quit lying to yourself that it's a guarantee that this time of year will ruin your progress or that the holidays make it impossible for you to lose weight, because it is such a small percentage of your meals and your food choices. You have so much room to make awesome decisions around food or where your decisions could be completely regular and normal. So that's the first piece. If this is the only thing you take away today, you could just do whatever, during those meals. And if you remind yourself that the next day or the next meal doesn't have to be a write-off, that you still have 90% of your days and meals that will be normal, you can make it to 2026 not having gained weight or even having lost weight without doing anything else from this episode. Because 90 to 95%, that is almost 100%. You have so much power in your choices from now until 2026. You just need to give yourself that power back and stop treating the entire season like a write-off. Imagine how different this holiday season could be for you. The second tip I have for you for losing weight and enjoying the holidays is to plan for the foods you like. I could give you a whole spiel about planning, but if you don't know what I mean by planning your food each day, there are so many episodes about planning to check out. I will link some in the show notes of this episode for you to check out. But The easiest and simplest way to learn about planning is to grab a Get Started guide with the link in the show notes. This will teach you the 4 habits you need to lose weight and keep it off, including planning. There are even sample planning pages in there for you to use to get started. So you really don't have to think about it at all. You can just get started with planning. But for this episode, I'm going to focus on planning the foods you love this holiday season. Like I mentioned, for me, it's all about the mac and cheese and chocolate pie. How I will plan for my food is I will decide how I want to eat, whether I want appetizers or desserts or not, how many plates I want to serve myself, what will be on that plate. You can't always know exactly what's going to be at a holiday meal or at a party, but I'll usually write something like 1 plate, fill with foods I'm excited to try, leave food behind. Or I'll write something like, say, instead of leave food behind, I'll say save room for 1 piece of pie. Or if there are multiple desserts, I'll write something like small plate of desserts, share with Mike. This is a skill we develop in Ready to Lose coaching, not just what to eat or how much should I have specifically, but how to eat in a healthy way, how to make decisions about food that you like. I've had some clients who are so freaking excited to try everything at a party. I am not, okay? I do love food, but I also know what foods I really love, and I also am okay with ones that I don't love not being on my plate. Some of my clients are really into trying everything. So how we'll plan for them is we plan that they will grab a little bit of everything and have a bite of each. Then they go back to grab more of the things they really loved. So that could be a plan. Instead of like, well, I got all this food, I've got to finish it now. No, you don't. Give it to someone or just let it go and go get more of what you actually want. Everyone will survive, I'm telling you. But does that make sense? There's different ways to plan for this. You want to be thinking about how you want to eat. Not just what, not just the exact amounts, but how you want to eat. What you are excited about. If you are planning to drink, how do you want to drink? Do you want to be drinking from the moment you walk in till the moment you leave? Do you want to drink up till dinner and then kind of stop? Maybe you're driving home. Do you want to drink the whole time, but maybe you alternate with water? Or do you just want to have a drink with dinner? Maybe you don't want to drink at all. Like, decide these things ahead of time. Do you want to be eating off the charcuterie board, or are you really excited about the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the gravy, stuffing? Like, that's what you're saving room for. There's so many things, but you've got to ask yourself that question instead of trying to scroll through all the food rules you've ever heard of and seeing how that works with your holiday dinner. No. One last thought with planning your favorite foods is to be okay with letting extra go. I talked about this a bit last week in our candy episode, but do not force yourself to finish things to avoid being wasteful. If you do decide that you want to try everything and it's not what you thought or not as good as you imagined, let it go. Throw it away. Save room or make room for the things that you are really excited for this holiday season, the things that you really want to have. And throw away the bits that aren't good. Let it go when you've had enough. The food isn't miraculously going to any hungry people in the world. You don't get your money back if you eat the entire thing. You've already gotten the experience that you wanted from it, and it's okay to let it go. And our last tip for holiday planning, and this is maybe one of the most important steps, is to decide how you're going to act the day after a holiday party. What do you want to do? What routines do you want to get back into? Do you want to keep the leftovers and eat them throughout the week? Or do you just want to let them go and get back to your typical meals? If you're out of town all weekend visiting family, have your grocery order ready to place or go pick up when you get back. I love doing this on a car ride home. We don't always use pickup or delivery with our grocery store. It's right around the corner. We usually just stop by ourselves. But when we've been traveling, sometimes it's freaking worth the little bit of an upcharge to get it done. Like, okay, that just makes my life easier and I know I have food this week to eat. Don't let yourself get into the week and realize your fridge is empty and all you have left are leftovers. You can also decide when you're gonna move your body. Make sure that next day you write a freaking meal plan. You drink some water, you get to bed on time. Come back to your ready to lose habits and decide ahead of time what other habits you want to lean on after that holiday party. Because again, that 5% isn't enough to derail your progress or sabotage everything you've been working towards or make you feel like you're starting over January 1st. But if you let one party set you off for a week, that's another story. The holidays don't have to be a setback. You don't need to start over in January. You just need a plan that actually fits your life. One that includes mac and cheese, chocolate pie, and time with your family. And if you're ready to finally lose weight in a way that lasts without cutting out your favorite foods, without waiting for a fresh start, this is your sign to apply for one-to-one coaching. Inside Ready to Lose Coaching will build your habits, your confidence, and your plan together so you can head into the new year already feeling proud of yourself. Imagine taking all these tips and 10 timesing them, because in Ready to Lose, you get the specific strategies for you at your next holiday party. And imagine how good it would feel to start 2026 already in your groove, not trying to undo the holidays, but actually celebrating them while still seeing progress. That's what's waiting for you inside Ready to Lose Coaching. So apply now with the link in the show notes. Remember to follow me on Instagram at Ready to Lose Coach. If you have any other questions about this or have any other episodes you want me to touch on, especially to get ready for 2026, follow me on there and message me, please. I love hearing from you guys and love chatting with y'all on there. Remember, you've totally got this. And I'll see you here next week for our next holiday episode. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you for taking time today to listen in. If this helped you at all, be sure to share it with a friend so she can stop feeling stuck and start creating the health and self-love she deserves. Or post it to social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me get the message out. I am so excited to be on this journey with you. Keep showing up for you. You'll get there. Talk to you soon.